This ain't no joke, this ain't no game. This that CSZ game. They said pull up, so I came. You better put some respect on their name. Yeah, 55 was goody. Kill the vibe, how could he? Big Cardinal on the hoodie. Let me break it down for you fully. This ain't your average broadcast. This ain't just no podcast. All the shows spread fake news. We just call it podcast. West Joey, Sam, Shawn, Dalton. And you know that boy hit you. He said he wants a small fry. Tell him they better make him bang. Yeah, you already know what we be on.
You got Jordy. Here he goes. This place is gone.
If we set it instead of the zone, sit in the seat, set up your phone. You in the Cardinal Sports Zone.
Straight steal of home. The slide. The Cards win.
The magic is working tonight. How do you know when things are...
The emotional journey to the championship.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the Cardinal Sports Zone Podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Wyman, coming to you live from the Raleigh House Studios. I'm here with my co-host for the evening. First and foremost, he is the little big brother. He is Joe Wyman.
Acknowledge me.
I wish you all wouldn't. Dang on it. Across from him, no, you know what? Below him, on the screen, is the women's basketball beat writer, the football beat writer, and the 30-second man, as far as joining the show 30 seconds before the show. It's our guy, Sam Baisden.
Okay, what up, what up?
What?
Man, you got him pegged.
And last but not least, he is the man of the hour, because we're going to give you our favorite funny nicknames for Shawn at some point during the show. It's our guy, Shawn Barber.
How's it going?
Shawn, how do you do this all the time? Like, stay so unkempt. Like, you're not right now. You're pretty clean shaved right now, but normally you look like a homeless hobo. How do you do that often?
Don't know.
You know what? It doesn't matter why you do that.
He doesn't subscribe to like Manscaped or
That's fair. That's fair.
The Dollar Shave Club or anything like that.
Well, we will tell you all why I look like Shawn here in a few minutes, but let's get to
Turn mine up. It's getting a little bushy.
listen, I just can't do it. Don't forget the Mossy Oak chat line is open. We see it blinking over here. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or however, send us your questions on social media. Check on the graphic to see how you can follow the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast on social media and how you can help support us monetarily. We've got also the YouTube subscriptions and the gifts, not GIF, but gifts you can do during the chat. Hit that thumbs up button while you're here on YouTube. Make sure you're watching on YouTube if you can. It'll help us out more. Shout out to our awesome and fine sponsors: Fitness Market, Four Pegs, the Collision Course Crew Tailgaters, Cherry Pickin', Shoot 360, Mossy Oak, Planet Fitness, and Raleigh House. You know what? Before we get into the meat of the show, let's get to the chat line. Fabian, what's up? Go Cards. Basketball is enjoyable again. Our guy Terry, what's up? Currently rewatching the SMU game. What a game to watch. Brian McGlasson says, good evening, fellas. Everything is a big bleeping vibe right now. And the acknowledge me is his 6th most used emoji. And Louisville Cardinals says, go Cards. Go daggone Cards. Let's talk about the weekend men's basketball versus Virginia. 81-67 win over Virginia. Wire-to-wire win. The Cards swept Virginia for the first time since entering ACC. Rain Smith led all scorers with 19 points, with 7 for 7 free throws and 4 more threes. James Scott put up another double-double with 12 and 10. Chucky led all players with 8 assists, and 4 Cards scored in double digits. Versus SMU, very, very peculiar game because SMU was favored by 1.5 prior to tip-off. Everybody, this was the only game we were not favored in for the rest of the regular season. Everybody called this hour, well, this is going to be our loss. So we'll just have to get over it and start get another win streak started. But surprise, surprise, not only did they beat SMU, but they beat them so bad that the entire SMU team reverted back to their virgin states like Shawn. It was bad. Rain beat Taekwon's 3-point record. Chucky beats Francisco's assist record just a couple of weeks before the 20-year reunion when they will both be here in town to watch the team, February 8th versus Miami. We're going to have Ellis Miles on during the week this week. I'm going to pre-tape it, maybe play it next Friday afternoon when we are on for a special time next week. We're going to be doing a combo Wake Forest recap / Royal Rumble preview because some of us that don't have COVID are going to go watch the Royal Rumble this year from Team CSZ. Sam's probably
Like I'm looking at him?
yeah. Sam's probably positive. I don't know. No? Okay. For COVID or anything else? What are we talking about? I don't know. But we'll have Ellis on during the week, and I'll either play it or we'll just do a live with Ellis, and whoever can join us can join us. Cards smacked SMU 98-73. The Cards get a week off before facing Tyler in Wake Forest. Tyler, I think one of the only former Cards that's doing their thing since leaving. I know Dennis Evans just got cleared again for the 52nd time. Not sure what Trey White's doing. It has been good though to see some of the Chris Mack guys do well, like Matt Cross and Dre Davis. And I mean, I guess Jalen Withers was everybody's guy. Did Rick Pitino get him to commit? I don't remember.
Probably not, because this is just his 4th year.
I don't know. He played for North Carolina 2 years. He played for us 3 years and got hurt.
I'm just going by what we talked about this not too long ago, and
because he redshirted his first year here at Louisville and played at least 2 seasons here. And he played at North Carolina last year and this year. So regardless, it's good seeing those guys do well. Guys, I think it's about time that we can stop being hopeful and start being confident. How fun is it for basketball to be fun again, Shawn?
Let's just put it this way. Last year was I don't even know what you would call it. It was a trudge. I became where I just didn't
disenchanted.
care. Disenchanted. That's a good word. Yeah. I just didn't care. And now I'm alive again. It's
Well, speaking of that, though, your nether regions aren't alive, and that's why we're going to have a conversation about that late. Not as nether, well, maybe.
The Walking Dead.
The
Walking Dead wood.
yeah. Wow.
Absolutely. The not so wild west or south, however it is. Look,
The Devil's Thumb.
God.
Thumbelina
over here.
Geez.
Look, it's fun to be able to be superstitious again. You know, the last couple of years, the superstition was, well, you know, if we wake up, we're going to lose. And even sometimes that didn't work. Some poor lucky people didn't even get to
47 times that didn't work.
It didn't. Well, it did work. If you woke up, they lost. It did work.
Oh.
But now I've reverted back to my old superstitions. Whenever we got a long winning streak in what year was that, Shawn? When we started off like 8-0 in football, we beat Cincinnati in the rain game, and then we ended up losing. I think it was the UCF at home the next week.
That was 2013, I believe, because that was the year we went to the Russell Athletic Bowl, if I remember right.
And that's why we have you here.
That was the freezing rain. Right?
Yeah, it was horrible. We actually had somebody on staff that Steve was taking pictures of that game. We had another person on staff. We won't say their names, but had another person on staff that the next morning was just piling on Steve because his pictures were so blurry. And we're like, bro, there was a hurricane in the freaking stadium. You're sweating. Are you?
I'm always hot up here.
I'm freezing cold. He's over here sweating. But I did the whole haircut thing then, and my hair, I looked like, I was almost Duck Dynasty-esque. So a couple weeks ago, I was going to go get my hair cut, and then I realized something. Last time I got my hair cut was the Monday after we lost to Kentucky. So I was like, well, can't get my hair, or that was 2 weeks ago. Can't get my hair cut now. Well, maybe next week. And then I was looking at the SMU game. I was like, okay, look. We all were hopeful for a 20-win season, but we weren't sure we were going to get it. We didn't know. We've had teams before that we waited to gel that never gelled. This team's gelled big time.
Gelling like a felon.
Yes. And I didn't get to get my hair cut last week or this week. And now, of course, we've got a week off. And I'm going to, as I said on when I talked on middays with Steve Rummage this afternoon, and nobody else, because it was just I'm sorry, middays with Steve and Nikki. If you tuned in today, you heard me talk about how I was going to end up going to the Royal Rumble next weekend looking like Shawn Barber. And only one opportunity. I've got one opportunity left, and I don't necessarily want us to lose to Wake Forest. I don't know who we're going to lose to, but we're going to lose to somebody.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are, because we have, out of all, I'm about to say a bunch of nice things about the team, and I'm going to tell you the one glaring weakness. The defense. We've got a swarming defense. We got the best point guard in the league. We've got an insane alley-oop ability. We got a knockdown shooter, Rain Smith. I had somebody tell me the other day that Chucky, like I forgot who I was talking to, but they were like, I'm not impressed with Rain Smith because he shot it about 40 times to get his 10 threes, but man, Chucky really did an awesome job. And yeah, Chucky did do an awesome job, but so did Rain. You still got to hit 10 threes to be able to, hit 10 threes. So I feel like this team's got all the ingredients of a title run team, rebounding really well on both ends, hustled. They don't let runs against them phase them. They help each other up. They cheer from the bench, genuinely happy for each other. The intangibles, 9 straight victories, wire to wire versus Virginia and SMU, 4 in double digits versus Virginia, 5 in SMU, including Kenai Roos getting in on the double-double action or double-digit action, finally. Very proud of him.
Just going to keep getting better.
Absolutely. Ended a 9-game series win streak by beating Virginia in the first matchup this season. They had won 9 in a row against us then. Now we've won 2 in a row. We're going to have that. This is the glaring weakness for, you know what? First off, before I get to the glaring weakness, I want to get the listeners, I want to get your all's ideas about the team, things I may not have mentioned. I tried to mention everything, but Shawn, let's go with you first on this. What are some things that you're really happy? I'm going to go to the text line while you talk.
Some of the things I'm happy about are just the effort is always there, night in, night out. Doesn't matter how tired they are. And some of those guys have got to be tired because our rotation's so thin, even though we did get
it's expanded.
Yeah, it's expanded, but it's still, Chucky's playing a ton, and yet he never lets down.
But he never gets tired.
That's true. That's true. The conditioning of this team is amazing when you really think about that. The other thing is the fact that you can't key on one guy. Every night it's a different guy. It could be Edwards scoring 25. It could be Chucky scoring 28. It could be Rain Smith dropping threes on everybody and scoring 30.
We were up 25 points before Terrence Edwards scored his first point.
Exactly. And not only that, but he had 4 assists, and he was playing lockdown defense. Like, that's the thing. I didn't realize Terrence Edwards was such a great defender, but he is. You got 2 great defenders on these.
Swarming defense.
They help protect Rain, because Rain Smith is not the greatest defender in the world. It's not his fault. That's not his game, really. He's an offensive juggernaut, right? And he's a guy on the defense that's going to be scrappy. And if he gets beat, the great thing is that defense is designed to swarm to the ball.
I don't know that I've ever seen a Louisville team who, when a team goes on a run against them, that it doesn't bother them. They just go ahead and put their own run together. That's something that is a unique quality to have and a unique ability, and that's a championship team ability. Joey, what about you?
They just keep They just keep each game. They look at the film afterwards, find out where they had a weak spot, and improve on it during the week before the next or the time between the next game. Free throws. They've been amazing. At least the last 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, I think Frank's the only one that missed free throws this last game, and nobody missed a free throw the game before.
I think Hadley missed one this past game too. Excuse me. I think we had 3 missed free throws this last game.
I don't remember. I just remember Frank missing his.
But over the last 5 or 6 games that were in the high 80s, free throw. Honestly, if we were in the low 70s in free throws, that's an improvement over the last 15 years, almost free throws. But just a kind of a little retort to Rain shooting all those. He shot 58% from the 3-point line to get his 10 threes.
Yeah.
10 of 17.
Yeah.
58%. Come on. That's a knockdown. That's the definition of a knockdown shooter.
He had 4 on one possession, and they just kept feeding it to him, and finally he got it.
Traore on the one, almost like a lineman block, to keep cross court pass, knockdown 3. But they just keep getting better and better. Roos is getting better as he gets better, and Traore, gets in the swing of things. Frank's getting some valuable minutes. He's giving us what we need,
serviceable,
from him.
Some would say the Jack Plummer of the defense there. Game manager.
Let's go.
Jack Plummer. I don't know where all the Jack Plummer. We're not getting.
And this isn't a knock on Frank. Frank's not to my Jack Plummer level.
Well, for his role, he is what I was saying. The game manager. He's in there, giving our guys blows, giggity, when they need them.
Rest. We'll leave it there.
Tony Bowman says, I hollered at Shawn at Saturday's game right when he was getting ready to jaywalk. Justin McCord says, what's up, CSZ family? How's everybody feeling about the Wake Forest game? Mom's Kelly. Still, once a card, always a card.
Oh, she's recuperating?
Yeah. Been praying
Best
for
wishes.
Terry says Adidas trying to get Native Mint to Louisville, about time. Well, yeah, if you didn't pay attention to message boards and you were subscribed to our group chat, well, even some of the people in the group chat don't listen to the stuff that I say in the group chat. So we'll leave
Not
that.
in it anymore.
I know you left. So did Higgy.
Oh, Higgy did too?
Yeah.
He just did because I did.
I think he left before you left.
I don't think so.
Tony says, feeling good about the Wake game. They don't shoot good and don't like sharing the ball. We got to see what kind of tights Tylor has. Brian McGlasson says, dumb stuff always happens in South Bend. Always worried about that game. Anthony said he only shot 17, which is well over 50%. C Miles says we're relentless. Absolutely. Justin McCord says, I don't know about y'all, but even when we are up 20 and the other team goes on runs, I get PTSD from the last 2 years. Absolutely. Then PK calls a timeout like the SMU game and they make adjustments. That's the difference. He makes the adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
I really haven't been worried.
The only time the Virginia game
With
when
a
I
big
was
lead.
there.
I mean, maybe a 10-point lead or something. Yeah, but when we were up 20 to 30 points and they made a small run, I wasn't worried. I went to bed with 10 minutes to go in the game and knew I was going to wake up with a dub.
There's been times the last couple of weeks we were up 20 and they cut it down to 11 or 10, and it gave me what he was talking about, the PTSD.
Yeah, the Virginia game. They cut it to
11,
but then
we were up almost 30 on Virginia. And right? We were almost we were up almost 30.
Yeah, it was like,
and we only ended up winning by 14 or 15.
Yeah, when we put in our walk-ons with a minute 30 left.
They scored 5 points in 10 seconds at the end.
Yeah.
That score's a little misleading.
Yeah.
It's veterans and good coach. Absolutely. Elite shooting, says Anthony Eason. Bebu says I can't give a higher, and I was going to say this too earlier. I can't give a higher compliment to Edwards than when his shot isn't falling, he doesn't let it affect the rest of his game. That's the complete opposite of what we have seen the last couple of years. 1 trillion.
Those guys were playing for this, and these guys are playing for this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, these guys have a coach,
Well-
and the last team had a big jackass.
Well, so that's why they were playing for this. I'm trying to make myself look as good as possible, which it didn't work.
It's just insane.
Sam, what about you? Anything to add about this men's basketball team before we start to talk about the next little thing that we're going to
I'd
get
say
to?
this. I'd stay away from X's and O's and things like that. I'd say this. One thing I'm happy and I love to see about this team is I'll start with Coach Kelsey. It's extremely hard to recruit so many new players, 1-year players in here and get them to completely buy into your system as quickly as they did. For him to have his personality reflect on them and the way that they play so quick, so early. Well, it's kind of mid-season now, but early in the year, sometimes this doesn't work out. Sometimes it works out late. But I love their toughness. I love their ability to stick together. Like you said, other teams make runs on them, and they don't panic. They find a way either they find a way to
Doesn't phase 'em.
correct their mistakes on the floor, or Coach Kelsey calls a timeout, address what's going on, and they move forward from there. So besides the toughness, the ability to stick together, and just their overall passion and love for the game, I felt like we didn't have too many of that or too much of that in the last couple of years. So I'm still jaded a little bit scarred. I mean, let's say I'm still scarred from the last couple of years. So like I said, I stayed away from the X's and O's, and I just went with the personality of the team. It really reflects Coach Kelsey, and I'm happy to see that, because previous year's teams, it didn't really feel like we knew the coach's personality and things like that about the team. Well, it didn't
Yeah, we
really
did.
reflect too
We knew the
much.
coach's personality.
The coach's personality was a wet paper towel.
I
What
don't know,
happened?
man.
What happened the last couple of years?
I don't remember that. I just remember Chris Mack leaving and Pat Kelsey getting here.
I know it was like a time warp.
It's like Chris left, Coach McGee took over for a little bit, and then Kelsey was here.
Yeah, I don't remember anything else. It's too
Yeah,
painful.
weird.
Too painful to think about. We're gonna have that slip up though going down the stretch here. I mean, and here's why: we refuse to stop shooting on bad shooting nights. I don't like
Love it.
my biggest issue is I don't like about is building leads. We have too many. It's weird. We shoot too many threes when we should be going to the basket and building the lead, but we have killer instinct in the clutch. So it's really, really weird. I don't really know how to explain it. One more quick basketball note. Again, if you've been in the group chat, if you've been following, I mean, you probably have seen it on message boards and stuff by now too. But Shawn, Sam, you both can attest to the fact that we had people in our group chat arguing with us. We were like, we're going full court press versus native mint, and well, the message boards don't say that. And a couple people in our group chat was like, no, that's not true. It is true. And one thing you'll learn about me, I mean, and some people know me well and they just keep not listening, but I only share stuff that I get from the coaches. So if it's wrong at that point, it's because the coaches were duped. Pretty easy the last couple of years, the head coach to be duped. But with all that being said, native mint to the Ville is looking more and more like a real possibility. Adidas getting behind that movement, having Michael and a mint would be huge. Jason Baker says U of L basketball used to depress me. Now I'm depressed that we were off until Tuesday. Great point. Justin McCord says this team is so unselfish. That's another really good thing. Point. I love when they see their teammates hot and they just keep feeding them. You can tell they are bonded and love each other. But PK said in the video he's big on culture. Also wants to tell us the Field of 64 After Dark interview with Kelsey is great. If there's anybody in here that hasn't watched it yet, they need to. I agree 1,000%. It's pretty good. We're going to have some fun tonight. We've got all the business out of the way. We're going to go to the commercial break, and we will be right back with the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. Where's the commercial? Shout out to all of our fine sponsors, the Collision Course Crew Tailgaters. It's time. Located behind the El Nepal at 2745 Crittenden Drive. They're set up there all football season for the home game. Shout out to Bill, Garrett, Rhino, Craig, Kevin, Doc, and the crew. Rest in peace, Corrito, for a great time. Hit up the Collision Course Crew Tailgaters. For Peg's Beer Lounge, where every week is either Wings Day or the Ribs Day. On Wings Day, $20 all you can eat jumbo smoked wings and $1.25 per wing all day long. On the Ribs Day, come get the best ribs in the Ville for just $25 all you can eat or $2 a bone all day long. Fitness Market. Contact our fine friends at Fitness Market to find out how they can furnish your dream at-home gym. From treadmills to saunas to weights, they have you covered. Planet Fitness. Shout out to Planet Fitness and Rick Cooper for helping us look sharp on the sidelines this summer. Great monthly deals for memberships as well. Check your local listings for a location near you. Cherry Pickin', a hoops-themed cold-pressed juice and smoothie bar inspiring you to take what's good. Conveniently located at 828 East Main Street behind the local seltzery. Tell them CSZ sent you for 15% off your total order. Shoot 360, a premier state-of-the-art basketball training facility with highly skilled trainers. Call 515-6556 and sign up today. Great value all around. And if you go to shoot360.com, you can pre-register for a free workout. Come to Shoot 360, the world's most advanced basketball training facility. Rally House. Check out our friends at the Jefferson Mall. Lisa, Dee, Rico, Amanda, and the crew. Tell them Cardinal Sports Zone sent you. They'll make sure you get taken care of really well. Rally House. Our house. Your house. Rally House. Local stuff. Last but not least, our fine friends at Mossy Oak and Hart Properties. If you are in the market to buy or sell farms, land, recreational, or residential areas in the state of Kentucky, let Paul or one of their team of professionals at Mossy Oak and Hart Realty help you out with all your buying and selling needs. Call Paul at 270-537-4422 or email him at pthomas@mossyoakproperties.com. Mossy Oak, we know land. Thanks, voiceover dude. We're back here with the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Wyman, here with Sam Bazin, Joe Wyman, and Shawn Berber. Having a good Friday night. We appreciate the fact that y'all are tuning in on Saturday night. We try to have a little fun and get your all's comments and input and stuff. Love it. What happened to the screen just then? What'd you do?
I didn't do anything. I've got the Skittles bag in my hand. Why did I do anything?
I don't know. The screen just flashed. I figured it felt like you did something. I don't know.
First time I've been.
Damn, Shawn. Yep. That's
unbelievable.
No, that's
that's we need to do one that says that's very believable. What? When we start talking about Shawn's situation later, that's going to lead off.
He did it.
No, he didn't.
That's in a commercial. Have y'all seen the commercial?
Where was that? Garrett?
Yeah. That's where I got the idea to get that from.
Wasn't that part of the story Garrett told us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did it.
Where was I at? Sons of. Make sure you go to spencerstand.com. Spencer Legg is a young man on the University of Louisville basketball team. He's got a real bright, future here at U of L. Wears number 55 because I wore it. I'm his inspiration. But he at spencerstand.com, you can go. It tells Spencer's story. He is a Division I Type 1 diabetic athlete and shows his struggle, his story, his struggles. It's a really interesting site to go look at. He also offers multiple NIL opportunities. For $10, you can get a 1-hour hangout virtually with him. For $50, you can do 2 hours and shoot around at the Olson Court at the Cooper Center. And for $50 for 4 hours, you get a game day experience. He's got multiple different games listed on the website that you can purchase, and we're going to get one of them. Me, Shawn, Sam, and Joey, and whoever else from the website is going to go with us. We're going to get one of those packages and go before the season's over. We got to support those guys. Yeah, well, I earned that, man. I've been working all day long. But before we get to the rear end, we'll explain that later of the show. Let's go to the hottest segment, Sweeping the Nation.
No.
Shawn. Field of 68 after dark. After a mint, are we pursuing arenas this time? I don't think we have the money to do that. I don't know. I haven't heard anything after a mint right now. Is it me or do we shoot better on the road? Absolutely. A mint, Brown and the Ones returning already a scary team, plus whoever else, some international players. Yeah, that's so. When we talked about this the last time, the targets were Brown, a mint, 2 international players, and 2 of the top grad transfers. So I feel like that's probably still the route that they want to go with it. Segment 3 is women's basketball. It was Sam. So Sam, take it away. Give us the update on how the women's basketball team's done since you've been on here last. And I don't mean like 3 weeks ago. I mean
They played all season.
I know the.
You got to recap the whole season.
The last time, well, not last week, but the week before, I had posed a question: in the next 5 games, what do you think our record would be? And I think most of y'all said 4-1. So
5-0 for me.
We were on track. I was hoping for 5-0, but we had a blunder against Virginia Tech, a tough-minded Virginia Tech on the road. It was Liz draw the blank now. Liz Kitley Light, the former Virginia Tech star, 3-time ACC Player of the Year. She was there. They honored her jersey, retired her jersey, 33 that night. So I guess she had some impact on the game. Louisville fell by 5. We struggled from beyond the arc. I think we went 2 for 17, something like that. And Jada Curry had the only threes that we had. But we did before then. We did beat ranked Georgia Tech at home, 60-69. So that was a good win for Louisville in this 5-game stretch. We play Sunday, as a matter of fact. We play Virginia. So look at the cards to go ahead and try to get back into the winning column here, because they have 2 winnable games before Notre Dame comes to town, and we all know how ruckus the arena can get and how that's our rivalry. Outside of the people to the east of us in the blue, I think Notre Dame is our biggest women's hoop rivalry besides them. I look forward to that game, like I say, next Sunday. But this team is going to go as far as our senior leaders take us, as well as timely buckets and performances from our freshmen. Tajana Roberts has been phenomenal so far. I think she has been the ACC Rookie of the Week 3 times. I don't think Louisville has had a player done that, and that's saying something, because Shoni Shimo, Asia Durr, Maisha Hines-Allen, I guess you could say Dana Evans, but she mostly came off the bench her freshman year.
Shawnee Schimmel
Well, yeah,
didn't
no,
play in
she
the
was.
ACC
Well, I
either.
didn't mean just the ACC. I'm talking about in general, in terms of conference. Yeah.
I know. I know, but you weren't here last week, and you didn't. You said you were going to be here, and then you called no showed it. So I'm going to give you a bunch of crap.
Funny story about that. Anyway,
No,
but
to he hell, but
like I said, This team is they're getting better and better. They just had one of those.
He found out she had an
Say it
Adam's
again.
apple. That's what the problem was.
Oh,
Huh?
they're
Nothing.
getting better and better. They just had one of those blunders on the road against a tough team with a lot to play for and a lot of motivation. And it'll happen. Hopefully, it doesn't happen like that anymore because it's now getting really, really into the crunch time when it comes to ACC seeding and trying to prepare for the ACC tournament as well as the NCAA tournament to make a run. But stick, like I said all year, stick with them. They're going to get better. They are getting better. And they're getting closer to that defensive minded team that Coach Wall that we're so used to seeing from Coach Walls.
All right, that's been your women's basketball update. We're going to jump into rapid fire real quick. The ACC announced the week 0 and 1 games. U of L will open the 2025 football season at home on August the 30th versus Eastern Kentucky. Game time and television network will be announced later in the year. Also announced was our conference opener. We will open up the conference schedule in the Steel City on September 27th. We might have to make that trip, Joey. Especially, has the NFL season started? It's not started yet. Preseason?
What, in September? They'll be in week 4 or 5.
That's what I said.
Yeah, but I
will
don't-
they
the
play? And you
schedule-
like, no.
I thought you were asking if we were about to ask if the schedule's been released. The teams we're playing's been released, but the actual schedule, as far as
Well,
dates,
they also probably wouldn't have us play in there on a week that the Steelers were also playing.
they
there.
have done that before because they've complained about having high school football games there on a Friday night, college on Saturday, and then the field being destroyed.
I'm saying when we played up there, we've always played when the Steelers were away. I don't know about other teams. U of L track and field freshman KJ Bird has been named the ACC Freshman of the Week, Men's Freshman of the Week, as announced by the conference office on Tuesday. Bird made his collegiate debut last Friday at the Bellarmine Open, finishing as the runner-up in the men's pole vault with a final clearance of 5.10 meters. The mark ties him for 5th in the ACC thus far this season. No way in hell Higgy wrote this.
Thus far,
Zero
tells
chance.
you
Zero
everything you need to
chance.
know.
Thus far this season, it also moves him into a tie for 5th in program history in the event. The University of Louisville men's tennis team picked up a pair of wins this afternoon at the Higgins. That was not this. Was it? Maybe it was this afternoon at the Bass Rudd Tennis Center, defeating Northwestern 5-2 and Xavier 4-1 to move to 4-0 on the season. Good job, tennis guys, tennis cards. The Louisville, I don't know why he puts women's basketball. Louisville women's basketball team attempted to storm back in the fourth quarter, but the comeback fell short as the Cards dropped to Virginia Tech Sunday night at Cassell Coliseum. The Cards were down by 13 headed into the final quarter and got the deficit all the way down to 1, but were unable to come all the way back. Giggity. Olivia Cochran, giggity, led the Cards with 14 points and a team best 8 rebounds. Julia Williams had a team best 4 assists to go with 12 points on 5 for 9 shooting. Jada Curry joined the pair in double figures with 13 points and 3 assists. Sam, how are you gonna let Higgy and Megan and AI break down the game better than you?
It was one of those struggle games for me. Louisville never got off the mat until the fourth quarter, and I don't understand why. Coach Walsh tried. They made some runs. He tried to mix up some lineups. It just wasn't working until the fourth quarter when some shots started to hit. I mean, started to go down. They picked up the defensive effort, but by that time, it was, I don't know how much they had left in the tank, and they did a really good job on one of their leading scorers. I think she only had 3 points, and we still lost. It's one of those games where you out rebound an opponent by almost 20. You have more second chance points than them, and you still, for whatever reason, you still lose. It was inexplicable. Inexplicable.
It was inexplicable. Now you're talking like Higgy. What is going on? What's good, CSZ, from our guy Wes Brocky, or as I like to call him, Brocky Lesnar. Red State says our team likes the hostile atmosphere and environment on the road. They want the smoke. Could not have said it better. All right, guys, it's time. We've been waiting for this all week. We are going to razz Shawn a little bit. more than we normally do. We want you all to join in on the chat line. Your most creative nicknames for Shawn and his situation. You know, as everybody knows by now, he has never laid with a woman in that way.
No coitus.
No coitus. No diggity. No coitus. That should have been the first one. It wasn't, but it should have been the first one. So I want you all to put your all's favorites ones in the chat. Joey, do you have a couple of them?
I do. They're mostly wrestling themed, so
Okay.
if you don't know wrestling, you're not gonna really get them. Victor, Indio, Romeo, Golf, India, November, Virgin. Small package.
Small pack.
Well, it's the big no. Cero. Coño. I can't just C-O-N-O. You can look it up on yourself. I can't say the English version. We'll get fined.
No, we actually wouldn't.
Oh,
But no.
say
No, sponsors would not like that.
Pure Virgin Collective. Dusty Roads. Virgin.
Anticipation.
I was trying to look at your list because you said this the one, and I typed it in just in case.
Which one? Baron Foreskin.
my God.
Baron Corbin.
Oh,
Let's see. A couple more I had. Can You Stand the Pain by Boyz II Men in New Edition. You know, the pain of having blue balls for 42 years. That's got to be carry a little weight there.
He actually has the Blue Man group in his pants.
Madonna sung a song. It was called Like a Virgin, but Shawn's was I'm a Virgin.
Hey, he's not been touched for the very first time.
Luke Combs has a hot song out now called Ain't No Love in Oklahoma. We've got Ain't No Love in Shawn-clahoma. And my last one I have was a song by Creed. It's called Dryer. But the song goes, can you find somewhere drier?
Oh, it's called Higher, right?
No.
That was
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, we want some more in the chat. Sam, I know you did your homework on this. What do you got?
Shawn's got the dust bowl in his
I
pants.
can't. Man, I can't. I just no.
Yeah, you can.
No, see, he's saying he can't, but the real reason he can't is because he wasn't here last week, so he didn't get the homework assignment, so he didn't remember it, so he didn't write nothing down.
You guys do so. I don't even think of Shawn like that. So it's, for me to even think about anything like it's just.
Whoa. What do you mean you don't think of him like that?
Shawn thinks of himself like that.
I don't like it's. I don't know. It's one of those things like I leave the comedy to Joey mostly, and Jeremy second. But I just. Yeah. So.
Oh no.
And that's comments from our guy Wham Bam. Thank you, Sam. You got to be quick-witted to be able to throw some jokes. Shawn, did you come up with some for yourself?
No, I just
He woke up.
no, I didn't.
He woke up and was him.
Yeah.
He is him.
He is.
All you gotta do is go rent the 40-year-old virgin.
Oh,
Life
Kelly
story.
Clarkson.
But you gotta watch it one full time and then a quarter of the rest to catch up with Shawn. We got John Cryer over here.
Hey, by the time Shawn has coitus, the 50-year-old virgin will be out.
You know, there was a show back in the 80s called Groin Pains.
Oh my God.
Show me that ouch. Never mind. I don't
Show
want to
me
get
that
copyrighted.
ouch.
I don't want to get copyrighted. Let's see. A couple more. Can we think of it? Do y'all have any in the chat? Feel free. No participation. Shaun of the Dead. Cornelio.
That's a good one. That's a good.
Wes made it funny.
That's man, that might take the cake.
Well, no, Higgy would take the cake. The fat.
We want you to take the cake.
CTC, clap them cheeks. 40-year-old Shawn, says Tony. That's a pretty good one. That's pretty. Oh man,
President Hump.
Oh my
Bless.
god.
Well, or what about Yeet and No Yeet?
That's
No
definitely
yeet.
no yeet over there.
Shawn is No Yeet. Let's see. Can we get up? Joey, come up. Let's each come up with one more off the top. Hold on.
It's better when it's just like I'm not thinking about it.
Shawn Squire, Stroke Man,
What?
Stroke Man.
What?
That's what Babu said. Oh gosh. I still like no diggity, all drought. That's a good one. Gosh, man. Well, we've given some of the best ones we have. We'll come up with some more.
Kim Jong.
Stop it. Stop talking. Well, speaking of, no, I'm just kidding. Horrible transition there. Please make sure you're out there supporting our photographers. Jeff Nunn, TJ Barr, JK, Keith Russell, the best in the game. Sponsorship opportunities. Let's go ahead. Oh, we got another one. Southern Bound Erect Shawn. Okay. For sponsorship opportunities, look at the bottom left-hand corner underneath Joey's microphone to see how you can sponsor the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. We are never full of sponsors. Tune into the show Friday nights at 11:05 p.m. for our regular time slot, except next week when we will be here. Did we decide on the time, Shawn?
I think it was 7.
7.
Yeah.
So we'll probably do the show up here, and if we run over, which we'll try not to. Shouldn't have to. We've only got one game to recap for each of the men and the women. So we'll shoot for 7 o'clock on the dot in my drop top next Friday. We won't have a show late that night because those of us that are not, oh no, it's probably a good one on the chat line.
Oh my
Oh, that was good.
God.
Kid sock.
Oh my god.
Little Romino.
Shawn Soxton over here.
Oh god.
Soxton. So next week, 7 o'clock. Sam gave that one away. I was like, what's he laughing at? And then the chat. Or Biscuits Limp. Okay. It's pretty much the same thing. So anyway, next week, 7 o'clock. The rest of us who are not positive with anything are going to the Royal Rumble in Indianapolis next Saturday morning. Stay tuned to our social media and subscribe to us on YouTube or Facebook to be alerted anytime we go live, even though we prefer the tube of you. You can find the audio version on over 125 podcast avenues: Apple, iTunes, Buzzsprout, Spotify, TuneIn, Google, Amazon, iHeart. Hit subscribe, like, heart, plus, or whatever it is that Shawn does on the weekends. If you haven't listened to all the prior episodes of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, it's easy to find. Go to cardinalsportszone.com, go to the podcast tab, podcast drop-down menu, then select CSZ Podcast. It's easy. Check out our exclusives on cardinalsportszone.com, the place it all began. Shout out to everybody who's out there sharing the podcast. We appreciate you. Shout out to our guys, Marcus Maven and Steve Rummage, doing the Lord's work Monday through Friday from 10 to noon on ESPN 93.9 The Ville. Shout out to our guy, Dalton, who does from 6 to 7 on Mondays with Dalton Pence on the Big X. Shout out to our guys at the 502 Circle, Dan and Mark, doing their thing. Where can people find you all at on social media, Joey?
Joe Wallman 526.
Sam?
On
Base
Facebook
Boy.
and Instagram.
Sam?
Baseboy 124.
Shawn?
Elville Shawn.
And
Whatever it is. I can't remember.
It's almost like you had to shake a woman's hand right there.
It's not like you've got anything else to remember.
It's what is it? S barb 6 or 06?
I think 06.
Unbelievable. I'm at Jeremy_CSZ.
That's Barber 6.
As Barber 6. Last words, Shawn, a man of not very
Or
many
actions.
words. Go ahead and give us your last or actions.
Well, it's market season, the Ville. Tuesday, Wake Forest. You're getting put to sleep.
Good
Oh
Lord.
God.
Damn.
Sam?
Positivity, folks. Positivity. Let's continue to support our teams. I'm still struggling here. I want to cheer for Louisville so badly. I want us to be good.
But he's still cheering for
No,
Miami.
cheering for Miami, yeah.
I want to feel like
Must be
Louisville
rough
is
this
back
year.
so badly, but I'm just so close. So for those who are already there, y'all are messed up for that one. Y'all are
I'm
messed
so
up for that one.
close. Shawn said that 1,000 times.
He's so close. We just need to shoot deeper, deeper, deeper. That's the spot.
But
Rain hit the
but for
30.
those who are already
Okay,
there,
go ahead.
continue to cheer on the Cards, and hopefully bring the rest of the hesitant fans up to where y'all at. And
Man, you'll never get there because you're
no,
always a
no.
negative Nancy.
Grumpy. He's a grumpy old man. There's nobody left.
Walter-
There's
Walter
nobody
Matthau.
left in the city that
No,
is not on
there are
board
some
with
the name
this
of the
people.
Louisville
show?
I enjoy watching them.
thing. This show?
Yeah.
The Cardinal Sports Zone podcast.
No. The title that you put.
I think it might be time. Or what was it? I don't
We
know.
are so back.
Oh, we are so back. Well, I don't remember. I did that a long time ago. We are so back. Yeah.
We are back.
We are.
Alright,
And
over.
only Kentucky fans and Sam thinks there's still something more
No,
to
I don't
prove,
say I don't say it's something
after
more
a
to
9-game
prove.
winning streak.
I've just been, when you've been hurt so many times, you want to believe, and then you're just afraid.
Well, no, because and I can't peg where I'm thinking about
Oh,
this,
God.
but I've not really been hurt.
Yeah.
Like sports is just sports, so I don't really.
He seems really butthurt.
No,
He does
no,
not need-
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not.
I can't put my Adam's apple on it. I mean, finger on it.
Arg, matey. Wasn't that like a pirate's name, Pegleg
Oh,
Sam, or
but-
something?
Peg leg Pete.
Like I said,
Hey,
continue on with it. Go Cards, and
But
thank you
yes.
to all the parents this week being so nice and understanding to us JCBS bus drivers. We were doing the best we can, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Joey,
We're back.
we're back. I like that.
100%. We're back. There's not I have no reservations about this team At all.
You're done.
at all.
Wind it up.
I legit think we have no less than 25 wins at the end of the regular season. And you know what that means, right? That I think we have only one loss, if that. I think we could go the rest. I think we could finish the season on a 20-game win streak going into the ACC tournament.
That's crazy to think, but you're right. We're favored in all the rest of the games.
I'm gonna be honest. If you've watched any other college basketball games this year, any other teams, Duke is really good. But we played that team, right? How much did we lose by?
11.
Okay, it was early in the season, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it actually, we weren't that was happened in the final. We were down only by
They
I think 5 or 6.
Kind of boomed us at the end.
The free throws. I
right.
think it was. It wasn't really a boom. It was a free
We
throw
can
streak.
play with any team in the country.
Yes, because this team now is gelled. The team that played in the first part of the
That's
season
what we were waiting at.
was not.
I mean, I kept saying that as the season goes along, they're going to get more cohesiveness. They're going to gel, and let's wait and see. I've waited it, and I've saw. We are back.
Joey said we are back. Shawn, you forgot to. Somebody said you forgot to tell them you're plenty of fish.
He was supposed to remind you something at the end of the show.
He already mentioned.
Yeah.
it.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
DD wants to know if we talked about native men at all. Yes, we have. Shawn is originally from Palmetto, California.
Yeah.
I don't know if that one worked.
That was a little shaky, like
I
Shawn's
get where
wrist.
he's going, but
It's a little shaky, like Shawn's wrist
I don't get that.
on a Saturday night. Palmetto.
Oh, Palmetto. Okay, no, I like that.
He should have just left off the.
Hailing from Palm Springs
There you go. Oh, his Palm Springs.
or Palm Cramps, however you want to put it.
Springs into action on a Saturday night.
I was so happy to see TikTok die. My last words the other day for a couple of hours. I hated that it came back, but it is what it is.
I have something to watch while I poop now. Do y'all not watch TikTok when you poop?
No, I don't even have TikTok.
You do.
No, I don't.
You have one. There's
Well-
one with your name on it. Now, whether Teresa set one up for you and you didn't know it or whatever, but
so the Chinese got your information.
Right.
okay.
I got to check my debit card.
Yeah, you better.
I'm going to continue to put my weight loss progress on Instagram. I don't do that on Twitter or anything else because I don't want to bore everybody with that. I
I
want to
think
be
you should put it on TikTok and get some views, man.
I want to be inspired. Well, I'm not. I need a producer. I'm not a video content creator like that. This is about my reach as far as that's concerned. But you can follow me on Instagram at Jeremy_CSZ as well. Tell your friends to tell their friends about CSZ so we can all be friends. Royal Rumble next weekend, and the crew will be there in effect. And really quick, before we get out of here, I need to give a shout out to a company that I never thought I would give a shout out to. This company I have written off for dead multiple times. And when they were finally on death's bed, they jumped into bed with a pretty hot chick called the WWE, and that's Total Nonstop Action Wrestling. They have set themselves up for the foreseeable future, and things are going really well with their partnership with the WWE. And I know this isn't a wrestling show, and some of y'all could care less about wrestling, so I'm going to try to keep it real brief. But shout out, because once they fired Scott D'Amore, I thought, well, this company's going to be done. And then Joe Hendry happened, and then NXT crossovers happened, and now you're looking at possibly at WrestleMania there being a TNA match on the card, whether it's on WrestleMania or Stand and Deliver. There's going to be a TNA match WrestleMania weekend, and that's something you never could have convinced me was going to happen 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
Second match, night one.
Could be. It could be.
That's the spot that most people don't want to be in is second match. So second match, night one, that'd be the perfect spot to put it.
So we didn't do a year in review like we normally do with Ringside Podcast because everybody's just been so busy. We just didn't have time to do it. But on 2023, you can go back and listen to it, ringsidepodcast.com. Year in review. My prediction was that TNA and WWE would work together and do amazing things. I don't know why I felt that way. There had been nothing said about it. That was before Jordan Grace even showed up at the Rumble or NXT at all. So that wasn't just me trying to point out another time I was correct, but maybe. But it's just they're doing great things for the industry, and I'm really, really happy for those people out there. Duke game was a 3-point game with 4.5 minutes left. Yeah, thanks, Babu. That's what I was thinking about.
We hung with them. That's my point.
Absolutely. Look, we hope you guys enjoy this week. Thanks again for the support. We love you all. Until next time, this has been the Cardinal Sports Zone Podcast. L's up. Yeet. We'll see you later.